Yes, students, let us begin. Could you able to read the name, the contact process? This one,
Yes, sir.
contact process.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This contact process is used to manufacture sulfuric acid. And we are going to discuss this manufacture of sulfuric acid. What are the reactions? What are the reaction conditions? Why are they? That we are going to find here. What's the formula of sulfuric acid? Yes, I'm asking question to you.
H2SO4.
Yes, H2SO4. So you may think that H2SO4 is directly obtained in the industry during the combination. This is not. Actually, H2SO4 is not directly processed, directly obtained because of combination in industry. One gas is there. Will anybody guess which gas you have to obtain? From that you can get H2SO4. I help you. From H2SO4, subtract water and one gas you will find. What's the formula of that gas? After subtracting water, what formula you will get?
Sulfur dioxide.
No.
SO3.
Right. SO3, sulfur trioxide. Simple thing was there, no? From H2SO4, you have to remove two hydrogens and one oxygen. So if you remove two hydrogens and one oxygen, out of four, three will left. So the formula is what? SO3. So what are we going to discuss? The manufacture of sulfur trioxide. And once sulfur trioxide is obtained, then what one will think? In sulfur trioxide, add H2O, you will get the H2SO4. Likewise, the preliminary guess may be there. Let us see what is the reality. Students, here we are talking this manufacture from industrial chemistry point of view. We want a efficient manufacturing. Chemistry theoretically conclusions may be different. Practicality is important. So what is the reality? What is a practicality that we are going to find out? Now pay attention towards our discussion. We are going to discuss this contact process for the manufacture of sulfuric acid, and we will discuss the various conditions those we are using to combine the reactants. We are going to pay attention towards effect of proportions, means two different chemicals are there, what should be their proportion. We will pay attention towards temperature, we will think about pressure, we will understand role of catalyst and the establishment of equilibrium, because of which the rate of the reaction and importantly economics of the process can be explained. So students, we are going to pay attention towards the effect of proportions, effect of temperature, effect of pressure, role of catalyst, and effect of all those on what? Equilibrium. That will help us to understand economics of the process that we are going to study. Yes, students, are you following what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And for that, you have to understand few basic aspect. And in that the basic aspect, the contact process that which you're discussing, Le-Chatelier principle is there. That's a Le-Chatelier principle. Have you heard this name?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Does anybody know what the meaning of that? What Le-Chatelier said? This principle is related to equilibrium constant. Equilibrium means if you consider the reactant say A plus B, which do produce C plus D, for example. So this reaction we say as forward reaction, and other reaction we say as backward reaction or the reverse reaction. Rate of this forward reaction and rate of backward reaction remains different. But one situation comes, one incidence comes, at that time both are equal. Example, if I have to give, if you consider say ocean, a large pool, and a river which comes toward the ocean. River water is coming toward the ocean. By the way, this ocean, the water experiences high tide and low tide. When high tide occurs, the water from ocean comes to river, but not perfectly. Complete river doesn't get fulfilled by means of the ocean water, because the river also has its own flow. So these two flows oppose each other, flow of river and flow of the ocean. And at one instance, there is what? Equality. There is a match. Here you will find at this region, the water is flowing towards river. And here you will find the water is coming towards what? The ocean. And here water is stable. When low tide remains, then what happens? The ocean, whichever the pressure is there, the water from the ocean is there, which will return back, because who is dominating? The flow of river is dominating, and whichever the point was previously here will shift to some other place. So shifting in the point is the shifting in the equilibrium constant. If I consider this reaction, then we apply the law of mass action, then we say equilibrium constant K is equal to concentration of the product, concentration of the other product divided by concentration of the reactant into concentration of the other reactant. If their multiplicity is there, multiple molecules are there, then we will raise that concentration by one power. This is the equilibrium constant. Of course, it depends upon both concentration of product and concentration of the reactant. Whoever is dominating, that will shift the reaction. Suppose if they are dominating, these are dominating, then reaction will shift towards the left side. If reactants are dominating, reaction will shift towards what? Forward side. Students, are you understanding that basic concept of this equilibrium constant? Whatever I said now is equilibrium constant?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Coming late. Okay, fine. This equilibrium constant depends upon various conditions. Those we are studying from industrial point of view. Before that, let us understand theoretical aspect. If I consider the 1A molecule and 2B, then number of reactant molecules here are more. Product molecule C and D. Only one molecule of C, one molecule of D. Example, one molecule of A and two molecules of B. So in that reaction vessel, if you find number of molecules of whom are more, this B are more. Means in particularly if I have to say number of molecules of whom are more, these reactants are more. If reactants are with large number of molecules, it means a concentration of the reactant will be high. If concentration of reactant is high, then answer for my question, where will this reaction shift? Reaction will shift to right side or to left side, forward or backward?
Forward.
Yes, absolutely. Reaction will shift to right side, in forward direction, because who are powerful? Reactants are powerful. So they will shift the reaction to forward side. Yes. Is the concept clear to you now? No, students, I am not understanding what is the problem.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Okay, Alia has replied. Ankita, Ganesh, Kartika, Rushikesh, Yash, Muskan, what is the problem? Why replies are not there?
Understood, sir.
Then why replies were not there? If I am wrong in expectation, then suggest me. I should not expect the replies from you. Then why don't you reply? Tell me, give me reason. I will understand. I am here to understand you. But by the way, if you are not responding, no, then I don't get where I am going on the proper track or not, whether you are understanding it or not. One or few students are understanding, means other students, are they there or not, or only their mobiles are there? And if they are not understanding, you can tell, no, it is not clear. If question is not clear, then ask question is not clear. When I ask yes or no, at that time you are answering. But when I ask a particular question, then at that time also I expect the reply. And those answers remains only one or two words. Yes, what is the problem here? Ankita, what is the problem? Ganesh, what is the problem?
No problem.
Then why replies are not there? Rishikesh, what is the problem?
No problem, sir.
Then why replies are not there? If question is not clear, ask me to repeat. If answer is there, answer. And if you don't know the answer, say don't know. I want clarity. Yash, any problem?
No, sir.
Then why replies are not there? Muskan, any problem?
No, sir.
Then reply should be there. Alia had replied.
Sir, मी दिलेलं पण आवाज नाही.
Then loudly you have to give reply. Kartika, Pratik, any problem? Shruti, any problem?
No, sir.
Then reply, no. And suppose if you think that I am wrong, expecting your replies, then tell me that. I will not ask. I will not remove you from this meeting. But at least reply that I am wrong in expecting. I will not ask the student. Shruti, Shubhangi, Yash. Yes, Shruti, Shubhangi, Yash. Where is the problem? See, if this situation is there, then it is not acceptable situation. If network issue, then bring it to the mind notice. Network issue is there. Whenever you will come in the network, then you can inform I was not in the network, so I am attending now onwards. Have that practice so that clarity will be there. Yes, Shruti, Shubhangi, and yes, what's the problem?
No problem, sir.
Shruti, could you hear me? Okay, now students, I am asking to everyone, is it possible now onwards to reply? If you know, answer. If you do not know, say at least no. Is it possible for you? If not, then let me know about that also.
Possible.
You can yes, you can reply in the chat box also. Now, because I came on that screen, Google screen, only one reply is there. Now, okay, second reply, third reply. Okay, I expect that afterwards will be there. If you do not talk, I have no objection, but say I don't want to talk. Without saying, if you are keeping mum a quietness, you are not replying, you are not responding, then I also do not understand whether I am reaching to student or not. Why for I am teaching? I should know that students should understand the thing. Whether are they understanding or not, whether they could able to digest the concept or not, whether they could apply the concept or not. So in between I tested applicability also. Okay, fine. Again I come on the presentation. Now you have to talk because I could not see now the chat box. Yes, I had given you the example where the number of reactants we have increased or their concentration we have increased. Then what has happened? The reaction has shifted to the right side. That was the conclusion. Similarly, we understand if the concentration of the right side, concentration of the product, if we increase, then reaction will shift to other direction. One more example let me consider for this Le-Chatelain principle. Suppose if I consider A is a gas, B also is a gas, and they are producing C and D, these two gases, or any one gas also you can consider. And if I increase the pressure, where will reaction move? Right side or left side?
Not clear, sir.
Okay, very good. See, I am considering two reactants, both are gases, and they are giving two products. Those also are gases. I am increasing pressure, reaction pressure is there, no? That I am increasing. If I increase the pressure, then where will that reaction shift? Reaction will shift to forward direction or to backward direction?
Backward.
Yes, any reason? Okay, I help you. Rate of reaction depends upon concentration of any reactant or product. It depends. Whose concentration is more, accordingly reaction will proceed. And concentration is related to pressure, especially for gaseous reactants. Let me talk about first this concentration term, which already I discussed. I told you if reactant side concentration increases, reaction will move to right side. If product side concentration increases, reaction will move to left side. Now what I am doing? I am increasing pressure. If I increase pressure, what will be the change in concentration? That you have to think. Now this concentration depends on what? Concentration depends upon number of species, number of molecules, number of moles. And by the way, it depends upon volume. How much 1 liter, 2 liter, how much volume is there, what's the size of that vessel in which these reactants and products are there. Now all these are there, no, are in one vessel, one container. Reactants also are in one container, products also in one container, gases are there. So they are getting one volume to occupy. What if we press that, those gases, means by means of piston suppose, we press them, means if I consider one cylinder and it is with the piston. If I press this piston, then what will happen? This volume will increase or decrease? Volume will decrease. So less volume will be there. This volume portion will be less. If volume is less, then concentration will be more or less?
More.
Right. It will be more. It will be more. What the question I asked to you, if I increase the pressure of this reaction vessel in which reactants are there and products are there, you have to think how many reactants are there in that one. How many molecules are there? Here one is there. Here one is there. Two reactant molecules are there. And how many product molecules are there? One and one. So number of moles are not changing. And volume also is same for all. So this equilibrium constant about which what I did discussion here, that's a capital K, will not get affected in this case. Because number of moles are not changing. Volume also is not, volume changed, but same for both. So concentration might have improved, But in equal proportion, concentration of reactant also improved, concentration of product also will improve, forward reaction will also improve, and backward reaction also will improve. So both reaction to equal extent will improve. Position will not change. Equilibrium constant will not change. Could you able to digest this concept?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, interesting thing I tell to you. One other example let us consider. If I consider, oh, pens are not, just wait. Yeah. A plus B produces a product C. Means here number of reactants, number of molecules of each reactant are 1 and product also is what the 1. Means among this combination, by this combination, this product is produced. Now I like to ask a question. This A and B are there. Two things are there at one side. And other side only one thing is there. And now if I increase the pressure of this reaction, means here all are gaseous. After increasing pressure, who will affect more? Where will be the more affect?
C.
Okay. Answer is what the C will get more affected. Any other answer or any reason is there why C is affecting more?
Less number of mole.
Less number of moles are there related. Okay. That is the reason. Okay. Less than what will happen? Concentration will increase, that you are saying. More increase will be there. Okay. I want answer from others also. Let you guess. I'm not giving immediate answer. I'll give you answer stepwise. But one question I put in front of you. When such things are there, means one reaction vessel. Again, you have to consider in which A also is there, B also is there, and C also is there. And if I increase the pressure, then whose concentration will affect more? That was my question.
Reactant.
Okay. Answer is reactant concentration will affect more. One answer. So other answer, product concentration will affect more. Yes, it's a good thing. Now you are with the both answers. Let us see them one by one now. I'm keeping this answer pending. I'm coming to the manufacture of sulfur trioxide. From that we are getting the sulfuric acid by contact process. What this contact process is? It produces sulfur dioxide first. Second, in contact process, what happens? Sulfur dioxide converts to sulfur trioxide. And here, reversible reaction is there, which is the main thing of this discussion. First point, we have to manufacture sulfur dioxide. Second point, we have to manufacture sulfur trioxide from sulfur dioxide. The balancing I have to do later. And next thing, we have to convert this sulfur trioxide, whichever is obtained here, to sulfuric acid. This is the understanding of contact process. 3-step concept. First step, manufacture of sulfur dioxide. Second step, manufacture of sulfur trioxide. Let me see who wants to enter. Chetan. And last step, from sulfur trioxide, I have to obtain H2SO4. How? That we will see. One can think plus addition of the H2O, we will get H2SO4. The process is somewhat different one. We'll think about that. Are these 3 points for contact process clear to you?
Repeat, sir.
Okay, I repeat. First point is manufacture of sulfur dioxide.
Yes.
Second point is manufacture of sulfur trioxide. And third point is conversion of sulfur trioxide to H2SO4. These are the 3 points in contact process. Are these 3 points clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I want replies from others also.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Okay. Now let us see first process.
Yes, sir.
Manufacture of sulfur dioxide. Solid sulfur combines with gaseous oxygen to produce sulfur dioxide. Means what we are doing? We are burning that sulfur. Just a combustion reaction. And we will get SO2 gas. It is a one method of preparation of sulfur dioxide. Direct method, direct combustion, direct reaction of sulfur with the oxygen. The second method is from pyrites, iron pyrite, ferrous sulfide. We can get sulfur dioxide via its combustion, its reaction with oxygen. Means in spite of sulfur, now what is there? Compound of sulfur is there. Sulfide compound of sulfur is there. That's a FeS. I want the answer from you. What is the oxidation state of iron in this FeS? This iron. What is the charge on this iron in FeS? basic thing, oxide, sulfide, those ions carries -2 charge. My question is, what is the charge on iron in that FeS?
Plus 2.
Plus.
Plus how much?
Plus 2.
Yes. Basic thing is sulfide carries -2 charge. So iron will carry +2 charge. Ferrous sulfide, ferrous means +2, ferric means +3. So iron is in +2 oxidation state. That is my important point here. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now I want
Yes.
answer from you. What is the charge on this iron in Fe2O3? Basic thing, oxygen carries -2 charge. That hint I had given to you. I want answer from you. What is the charge on Fe in Fe2O3?
Plus 3.
Yes.
Plus 3.
Exactly. +3. Simple calculation. One oxygen carries -2 charge. Three oxygens will carry -3 charge, and that -3 charge you have to balance by the iron. And only two irons are there. -6 means there should be +6. +6 divided by 2. That's the +3. Means what we are doing here, we are converting Fe+2 to Fe+3. Answer for my question. This process of conversion, oxidation or reduction? I said already, if you don't know, say don't know. If you not,
Repeat question.
I repeat. Fe+2 converted to Fe+3. This conversion is called as oxidation process or reduction process. Fe+2 converted to Fe+3.
Oxidation.
Okay. What is mean oxidation? Oxidation means what? Remind those days when you were at FIBSc and you have balanced the redox reactions. Assignments were given to you. Few students came on the board and they were balancing the reaction. Basis of redox reaction I discussed. I remember that point very perfectly. There you only were answering, being on the stage. This is the oxidation process. So what is that oxidation?
Loss of oxygen. Loss of hydrogen.
It is a loss of, yes, at given here, loss of electron means oxidation. Here Fe+2 converted to Fe+3 means Fe+2 has given one electron, therefore you are getting Fe+3. Electron is lost out, therefore whatever the answer that I got, that process is oxidation. It is absolutely right. If there is oxidation, then there should be reduction. Then who is undergoing reduction? Let us see. Let us talk about sulfur now. Sulfur has -2 charge here. -2. And in product side, I want help from you. In product side, what is the charge on the sulfur? Sulfur oxygen state -2 that I told to you. Here in SO2, what is the charge on sulfur?
+1.
Why +1? Reason. See, basis I told to you, oxygen, last time explanation was given, oxygen carries which charge? -2 charge on one oxygen. Such how many oxygens are there? 2 oxygens. Now help me to find out charge on sulfur. One oxygen carries -2 charge. 2 oxygens will carry how much charge? -4 total. To balance that -4, what should be the charge on sulfur? See students, everybody said that you will reply. Reply no. If you don't know answer, say don't know. If you don't want to reply, say don't want to reply. If question is not clear, say question is not clear.
+4.
Exactly, +4. Simple thing was there. +4. So what is happening here? S-2 is converted to S+4. Yes. Will you tell me this conversion of S-2 to S-4, that is possible by gain of electron or by loss of electron?
Gain.
S-2 to S+4. S-2 to S+4. Here gain will be there or loss will be there. How can you convert -2 to +4? That's a simple question. Electrons you have to add. Where should be the minus sign there? Electrons will come out. You have to subtract or you have to add. By removal of electron, if you remove, negative charge you have to remove or negative charge you have to add. -2 is one number. From that you have to find +4. Then negative number this is, you have to convert to positive. Then a negative thing you have to remove or you have to add. That's the question. In negative, if you increase negative, negative will increase. But if you remove negative, negative will turn to 0 or positive.
Add.
So how many negative charges or how many negative things, how many -1s you have to remove from here so that you will get +4? Okay, you are very brilliant student. So I ask you simple question. There is a plus 3 charge. I want to convert to plus 2 and I have only minus 1 charge, negative. Where should be minus 1? Minus 1 should be right side or minus 1 should be to left side. I have one number that's a minus 1. Where shall I write minus 1? To left side or to right side?
Left side.
Yes, left side.
Left side.
Minus 1 means what? It's electron. Means I have to consider electron left side. Then I will get plus 2. If I have to convert plus 2 to plus 4, help me. Where shall I consider that minus 1? Yes, that minus 1, only not one time. I have to consider 2 times. But where? To right side. It means I have to consider 2 electrons here. Minus 1 is electron. Are you following what I am saying?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Same logic you have to apply here. You are converting minus 2 to plus 4 and in your hand only electrons are there. Electrons which carry which charge? Negative charge. 1 electron minus 1 charge. So where you have to place electrons? You have to place electrons here to right side. Means you have to add electrons to right side or add electrons to left side. That is my question.
Right side.
Right side.
Yes, what you are saying, I have to add how many electrons? Electron means negative charge. How many?
2.
Suppose if I add 2 electron here, plus 4 minus 2, what is the answer? Plus 2. But here not plus 2, here is what? Minus 2. So what should be the number of electron?
6.
6.
Exactly. It's a game of 6 electron. So that S minus 2 you can convert to S plus 4. 6 electrons. Now answer for my question. These 6 electrons are lost or gained. These 6 electrons are lost or gained. See here, he is a product side. No, electrons are come out.
Lost.
Electrons coming out means lost. Okay, these electrons are lost. Electrons are lost. Then this process is called oxidation reduction. Oxidation or reduction. Absolutely. Answer is what? Oxidation. So what I discussed now, this Ap plus 2 and S minus 2 both are undergoing oxidation. Ap plus 2 converts to Ap plus 3 and S minus 2 gets converted to S plus 4. So here 2 oxidation processes are there. Now let us talk about the reduction. Who undergoes reduction? Now answer for my question. In this O2, what is the charge on oxygen? Yes, students, I want to know feedback from you. Could you able to read this reaction on your mobile? Is it readable?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I want to answer from you. If I consider O2, what is the charge on oxygen?
-2.
Okay. Suppose whatever the answer is there, if I consider correct, 1 oxygen carries -2 charge. Such how many oxygens are there? Help me.
2.
How many are there?
2.
2. So total charge should be -2 into 2.
0.
-4.
It should be -4. Is there -4 charge on this O2 molecule? Is it? O2 carries -4 charge. Does O2 carries -2 charge? Sorry, -4 charge. Here formula is represented in front of you. Is there any charge on this molecule? Is there any charge? Yes or no?
No.
No charge means the charge is 0. So this answer, whatever is given, is wrong answer. Now help me to improve the answer. Total charge is 0. Total oxygens are 2. 0 divided by 2. What is answer?
0.
Yes, absolutely. The answer is 0. So charge on this oxygen here. I'm talking about this oxygen now. This oxygen is 0. Means to reactant side, charge is 0. In product, where is oxygen? Yes, here is oxygen, which carries -2 charge. In product, in SO2 also is oxygen, which carries -2 charge. Means what I want to say, oxygen in 0 oxidation state convert to oxygen with -2 oxidation state. Now I need your help. Where shall I put electron? Electron to product side or electron to reactant side or electron to product side? Where will the electron? Shall I add electron here or shall I add electron here? That's the question.
Reactant.
Reactant.
Yes. I have to add the electron to reactant side. How many electrons?
2.
O0 plus electron carries -2 charge. How many electrons? 2 electron. Then only I will get O minus 2. So here is a game of 2 electron. While converting ferrous to ferric is a game of 1 electron. While converting S minus 2 to S plus 4, it's a game of 6 electron. Here electrons are lost. Here electron is gained. And because of that, numbers are different. Now, if you pay attention towards this reaction, now pay attention towards the reaction. How many ions are there left side? Left side I'm saying. Yes, how many ions are here? Fe means Fe plus 3. How many are there? So Fe plus 2. How many are there?
4.
Yes, 4 Fe plus 2. To product side, how many are there?
4.
4. Yes, it means iron is playing. One Fe could play the game of 1 electron. Now I am with 4 Fe. So it's a game of how many electrons? It's a game of 4 electrons. Are you following what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now come to sulfur. How many sulfurs are there to left side? 4. How many sulfurs are there to right side? 4. Sulfide converts to S plus 4. S minus 2 converts to S plus 4. 1 S minus is responsible for 6 electron. I am with 4S minus 2. 4S plus 4. So it's a game of how many electrons? 1 sulfur, 1 sulfide means 6 electron. Now I am with 4 sulfide. 4 sulfur, game of how many electrons?
2.
24.
24 electrons. 24 electrons. And whatever I put these reactions, those are oxidation reactions. I'm talking about oxidation here. So in oxidation, total game is of how many electrons? 4 plus 24. How many electrons? It's a game of 28 electrons. Could you able to understand oxidation and electrons involved in it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now, oxygen is the other thing about which electrons are involved in reduction process. One oxygen is responsible for these 2 electrons. My point of interest here is how many oxygens are here in reactant side. Oxygens are there, I'm saying. Oxygen atoms are there. Actually, yes, atoms only are there. How many are there?
14.
Yes, here 14 oxygens are there. And to product side also 14 oxygens are there. But whatever the reaction that we have studied here, oxygen gets converted to O minus 2. There, 1 oxygen is responsible for 2 electrons. Then here I am with 14 oxygens. Responsible for how many electrons? 14 oxygens will resemble for how many electrons?
28.
28 electrons. See here. Here is a 28 number and here also the 28 number. It is matching. Therefore, this reaction is balanced. Number of the atoms about which also we can talk. And by the way, in redox reaction, always we need to go towards the electron balancing. So this is a reaction for the production of sulfur dioxide. Similarly, you can put this approach for this reaction also, first reaction. But I explained you how can we analyze any reaction. How can we understand any reaction? Suppose if you are at TY level could only see FeS and O2 and if you could not understand that FeS, the charge on the iron, charge on the sulfur, charge on the oxygen and how the reduction is there, how the oxidation is there, how many electrons are involved, then you are not applying the concepts. You are not on conceptual basis. You are studying only on the mechanically. So that first standard student also can do. So what achievement you are doing in these last 15 years? That's applicability. Applicability will improve your learning. And if you're remembering this, then ready-made knowledge is there, ready-made information, the ready-made data is there. Then what's your role? Your role is to understand that reaction. Students, are you understanding the understanding in the reaction?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay then. Now further, actually I plan to complete this, but only in these few points only. This time is over. Now your next lecture may be there. You have to prepare for that next lecture. So shall I stop now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Tomorrow as per timetable my lecture is not there, but I may possible will conduct the lecture. Tomorrow you will come to know about that. Okay students, then I stop here. Assignment is whatever I discussed today. I'll upload that video and only those many notes you have to prepare. Is the notes preparation possible? Yes. Up to when? What should be the last date for assignment? Which date should I give? Today is the 23rd. My question is, today's assignment, up to when can you complete so that I will give that last date? Okay, Ganesh saying up to 26th. Muskan saying 27. After Saturday, Monday. Okay then. I give the date 27th, Monday. Okay, after that you have to complete this. By the way, previous assignments also have to complete. Don't keep them pending. By the end of this month, attendance I am providing. Okay, students. Now I feel that we should stop. I stop the recording and I declare here today's session is over.